Lesson 41 is about addition of like terms in rational expressions and two-step problems. Now our first question asked us to simplify by adding like terms. And we have three terms here. Here's our first, our second term, and our third term. And we need to figure out which one of them are like terms so that we can add or subtract. Now if we want to review like terms briefly, if we had something like 3x plus 4x plus 7, we could simplify that to be 7x plus 7, because we add all the terms with the same variables. So the x's, same variables, we add the 3 and the 4 to get the 7x. The 7, that's a constant, it has no variable, it stays by itself. So let's go ahead and do that with this problem. What we have is bx over x to the third y squared. And then we have a negative power. What we're going to do is we're going to rewrite. We're going to get bx over x to the third y squared minus, and what we want to do is to make all of our powers positive. So we're going to get 3by squared all over x to the second power. Because remember, if we have a negative power, we can move it to the opposite side of the fraction and the power becomes positive. Then we're going to have plus, and we've got x squared. Very good, we've got x squared, and we've got b to the first. So what we want to do is we want to move b to the negative first into the numerator. So we're going to get 4x squared b to the first, so we don't need to write anything, all over x squared. Now in this last term, this third term, you can see we have x squared and x squared. Well, x squared divided by x squared must be equal to 1. They cancel each other out. So let's rewrite so we can simplify. We're going to get bx over x to the third y squared minus 3 by squared over x squared plus 4b. Now if we look at this, if we look for like terms, well, we've got bx over x to the third y squared, we've got by squared over x squared, and we've got 4b. None of these are like terms. Since none of these are like terms, we've got our final answer. We can go ahead and box it and move on to the next question. Now let's simplify by adding like terms. If we simplify by adding like terms here, well, we've got a to the negative third. So we want to move that into the denominator. So let's start with our numerator. We're going to have b over, and we're going to move a to the negative third to the denominator, so it becomes a to the third. And we're going to move b to the negative third into the numerator. So we're going to get b to the third. So we've got b to the third over a to the third, plus 2b to the fourth over a to the third. We need to simplify our first term further. We have b and b to the third. Well, that must be b to the fourth power over a to the third power plus 2b to the fourth power over a to the third power. Now if we look at how many b to the fourth, a to the thirds we have, well, we have 2 right here. And then b to the fourth, a to the third, we can see we have 1 right here. So we must have a total of 3 b to the fourths over a to the third. And we can go ahead and leave our answer just like that. We've completed the problem. We've simplified by adding like terms. Let's look at our next example. Here we have, if x plus 3 is equal to 7, what is the value of x minus 8? Now this question has two parts. What we need to figure out first is what our x value must be in order to make our first equation true. Well, in this, what number plus 3 equals 7? That must be 4. X must be equal to 4 because 4 plus 3 is equal to 7. We could do that one with mental math. So, what is the value of x minus 8? Well, we know x is equal to 4, so 4 minus 8 must give us our answer. And 4 minus 8, that must be equal to negative 4. So we're all done. We'll put a double box around the negative 4 so we know that that's the answer that we want for the question that we've been given. We've got one more example. Let's go ahead and look at it. If x minus 5 equals 7, what is the value of x plus 4? So, what value minus 5 equals 7? In order to do this, we could add 5 to both sides, and we could get x is going to be equal to 12. So we know that originally x must be 12 for this to be true. So x is the same thing over here. We're going to get 12 plus 4. And 12 plus 4, that's equal to 16. So we've got our final answer. When we do these two-part problems, we've got to find our value of x first, substitute it in for our second expression, and then find out how we can simplify it to get our answer. Lesson practice is on page 166. Make sure you've got your notes completed, and I'll see you during our next class.